Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor and president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcers for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of United States Army veteran, Mr. Gary Simpson of Albany, Georgia. The family of Mr. Willie Lee Levant, Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. United States Army veteran, Mr. Gary Simpson, age 71, of 321 Bartow Avenue, Albany, Georgia, died Thursday, December 4th, 2025, at his residence in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Gary Simpson, age 71, was held on Friday, December 12th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. His pastor, Brother Joe Godfrey, pastor of the Church of Christ at Gaines Avenue in Albany, Georgia, officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted sister, Miss Sandra Ann Simpson of Albany, Georgia, his beloved and devoted brother, Mr. Marvin Simpson, and his wife, Mrs. Diane Simpson of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive United States Army veteran, Mr. Gary Simpson, age 71, of 321 Bartow Avenue, Albany, Georgia. Mr. Willie Lee Levant, Sr., age 67, of 724 West 28th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, December 1st, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Willie Lee Levant, Sr., age 67, was held on Saturday, December 13th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Nelson Maynard, Jr., pastor of the Crossroad Baptist Church and the St. James Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Carrie Bell Woodson Levant of Cordele, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Miss Waverly Childs and her husband, Sir Jason Childs of Cordele, Georgia. Miss Shanika Levant of Warner Robins, Georgia. Mrs. Trudy Felton and her husband, Mr. Vincent Felton of Perry, Georgia. Mr. Willie Lee Levant Jr., Mr. Dennis Woodson, Mr. Carlos Woodson, and Mr. Roderick Roberts and his wife, Miss Jessica Roberts, all of Cordele, Georgia. 9 beloved grandchildren, 14 great-grandchildren, his beloved siblings, Miss Eddie Mae Gaston, Mr. J.R. Levant and his wife, Mrs. Costello Levant, Mr. A.B. Levant and his wife, Mrs. Gwendolyn Valerie Levant, Mr. Calvin Levant, Miss Patricia Turner, Miss Waverly Gaskin, Mr. Eddie Lee Levant and his wife, Mrs. Carolyn Levant, Mr. Michael Levant and his wife, Mrs. Betty Levant, Mrs. Maybelle Holland, Mrs. Maybelle Woodson, Miss Norma Smith, all of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, to include a special cousin, Mr. Otis Levant of Albany, Georgia. Other relatives and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Willie Lee Levant, age 67, of 724 West 28th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of United States Army veteran, Mr. Gary Simpson of Albany, Georgia. The family of Mr. Willie Lee Levant, Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mr. Tommy C. Mathis, age 74, of 713 East 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, December 10th, at the Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted sister, Mrs. Juanita Mathis Thomas Talbert of Cordele, Georgia, his beloved sisters-in-law, Miss Cynthia Mathis of West Palm Beach, Florida, Mrs. Shirley Mathis of Lilly, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Tommy C. Mathis, age 74, of 713 East 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Tommy C. Mathis, age 74, will be held on Friday, December 19th at 12 noon in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, the Reverend Dr. K.M. Williams, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, December 18th, from 1 until 5 p.m. Mr. Jimmy L. Collins, age 64, of 1015 Drayton Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Miss Janiyah Rush and her husband, Mr. Mario Rush of Vienna, Georgia, Miss Nikedra Searcy of Cordele, Georgia, and Zantonia Lester of Macon, Georgia. 7 beloved grandchildren, his loving sisters, Miss Natasha Luntford of Alamo Spring, Florida, Miss Myla Ivory of Belle Glade, Florida, Miss Charlene Collins of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Miss LaShawn Collins of River Beach, Florida. His beloved brothers, Mr. Charles Harris and his wife, Miss Tika Harris of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Toby Harris and his wife, Mrs. Cynthia Harris of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Mr. Stacy Harvey and his wife, Mrs. Tammy Harvey of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved aunts and uncles, Overseer Annie Reynolds and her husband, Elder Leroy Reynolds of Vienna, Georgia, Miss Eddie Jean Maynard, Miss Sarah White, the Reverend Nelson Maynard and his wife, Mrs. Melinda Maynard, all of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Benny Maynard of Bon Air, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive, to include Miss LaWanda Davis of Cordele, Georgia. Survived Mr. Jimmy L. Collins, age 64, of 1015 Drayton Road, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Jimmy L. Collins, age 64, will be held on Saturday, December 20th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. His beloved uncle, the Reverend Nelson Maynard, pastor of the St. James Baptist Church and the Crossroad Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, December 19th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Carissa Nicole Mann, age 45, of 1805 Maxwell Street, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, December 7th at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Miss Jasmine K. Boyce of Albany, Georgia, Miss Jalen Boyce of Warner Robins, Georgia, her beloved grandchild, Legacy Brown, her beloved and devoted mother, Miss Annie Berry of Americus, Georgia, her beloved father, Mr. Isaac Twente of Americus, Georgia, one sister, Mrs. Valerie S. Mann of Hampton, Georgia, her beloved aunts and uncles, Miss Sheila Terry and her husband, Mr. Tom Terry of Albany, Georgia, Miss Ethel May Lewis of Boynton Beach, Florida, and Mr. James Mann of West Palm Beach, Florida. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Clarissa Nicole Mann, age 45, of 1805 Maxwell Street, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Clarissa Nicole Mann, age 45, will be held on Saturday, December 20th, in the sanctuary of the Restoration Church in Americus, Georgia. Overseer Caleb Edge, pastor. The burial will follow at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, December 19th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, November 20th, at the Phoebus Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted mother, Miss Dorothy Mikey of Americus, Georgia, his beloved and caring father, Mr. Derek Mann of Americus, Georgia, his beloved stepmother, Miss Daphne Mann, his beloved and caring children, Miss Michaela Mikey, Master Michael Mikey Jr., Master Malachi Mikey, Miss McKean J. Mikey, his beloved sibling, Miss Shakita Mikey, Miss Raven Mikey, Mr. Derek Mann, Miss Sade Mann, Mr. Adrian Williamson, and Mr. Braxton Mann, his caring grandmothers, Miss Leanna White, Miss Bernice Mann, and Miss Annie Kate Williamson, his beloved aunts and uncles, Miss Christina White, Miss Geneva White Waters, Miss Laura White, Miss Cassandra Muntz, Miss Kathy Brown, Miss Alicia Didell, Miss Natasha Leverett, Miss Shamika Brown, Miss Jacqueline Gilbert, Miss Amanda Brown, Miss Carolyn Mann, Miss Tamika Mann, Mr. Wilbert Brown, Mr. Anthony Brown, Mr. Nicholas Brown, Mr. Antorius Leverett, Mr. Morris Brown, Mr. Kenneth Mann, Mr. Emmanuel Mann, Mr. Eric Muntz, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangement. Miss Stephanie Pridgeon, age 57, of 419 Stevens Street, Rochelle, Georgia, died on Friday, December 12th, at the home of her beloved mother in Rochelle, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted son, Mr. Brandon Pridgeon of Rochelle, Georgia, her loving and devoted parents, Mrs. Annie Reed Pridgeon of Rochelle, Georgia, and Mr. Harry James Pridgeon Sr. of Moultrie, Georgia. Her beloved and devoted sisters, Miss Sylvia Little and her husband, Mr. Wayne Little, of Tarrowtown, Georgia, Miss Deborah Pridgeon and Miss Harriet McGill, both of Rochelle, Georgia, Miss Jennifer Pridgeon of Ashburn, Georgia, Miss Courtney Graham and her husband, Mr. Ricky Graham, and Miss Marcia Pridgeon, both of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Harry Pridgeon Jr. of Rochelle, Georgia, and Mr. Timothy Pridgeon and his wife, Mrs. Theresa Pridgeon of Tifton, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Stephanie Pridgeon, age 57, of 419 Stevens Street, Rochelle, Georgia. The funeral funeral service for Miss Stephanie Pridgeon, age 57, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. C.T. Rockwell, Jr., age 79, of 201 North Main Street, Warwick, Georgia, died Friday, December 12th, at his residence in Warwick, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Ernestine Rockwell of Rochelle, Georgia, Warwick, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Mrs. Michelle King, Mr. Michael Rockwell, and Miss Mary Ann Williams, Miss Brenda Alexis, Miss Angela Wright, Mr. Charles King, Mr. James King, Mr. Terrence King, and Mr. Bobby King. 36 beloved grandchildren, 32 great-grandchildren, his loving and devoted sibling, Mother Aura Lee Morris, Mrs. Dorothy Smith, Miss Catherine Curley, Miss Bernice Johnson, Mr. Curtis Rockwell, and Miss Linda Felton. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. C.T. Rockwell, Jr., age 79, of 201 North Main Street, Warwick, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. C.T. Rockwell, Jr., age 79, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Royce Peacock, age 71, of 1053 Pine Knock Road, Ashburn, Georgia, died Friday, December 12th, at his residence in Ashburn, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Alberta Peacock of Ashburn, Georgia. His loving and devoted children, Miss Latanya Peacock Mitzi and her husband, Mr. Fred Mitzi, Miss Marion Smith, Miss Contessa Peacock, Mrs. Courtney Rainey and her husband, Mr. Fred Rainey, Miss Tiffany Peacock, Mr. Jacob Peacock and his wife, Mrs. Latrice Peacock, Mr. Maxon Hall and his wife, Mrs. Tammy Hall, Miss Monica Williams, Miss Angela Williams, Miss Robbie Williams, and Mr. Willie Hall. 21 beloved grandchildren. His loving and caring sibling, Mr. Ronnie Peacock and his wife, Mrs. Janice Peacock, Miss Christy Peacock Turner and her husband, Mr. Johnny Turner, Miss Kathy Bartnell, Mr. Tony Peacock, and Mr. Gary Williams. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Royce L. Peacock, age 71, of 1053 Pine Knock Road, Ashburn, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Royce L. Peacock, age 71, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. The Turkey Creek Baptist Church annual choir anniversary will be observed today, Sunday, December 14th at 2 o'clock p.m. Reverend Al Keith Milton will be the guest speaker. Deacon Alonzo Daniels is the chairman of Deacons. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church invites you to worship with them during this annual Christmas program, which will be observed on Sunday, December 21st at 8:30 a.m. Breakfast will be served, and you're invited to worship with them each Sunday during their worship service and at 9:45 a.m. And then you may join them on Wednesdays via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number for each of these services is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Jerusalem Baptist Church of Ellerville Family and Friends Day service will be observed today, Sunday, December 14th, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Minister Sophia Sales will be the guest speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Dr. Deanne Holsey is the pastor. The St. Matthew's Baptist Church Family and Friends Day service will be observed today, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend E. Terrell Carter, pastor of the New Shady Grove Baptist Church of Sumter County, will be the guest minister. Sister Minnie Bryant is the secretary. Deacon Larry Dorsey is the chairman of Deacons. Dr. H.C. Wilson is the pastor. The New Jerusalem Baptist Church of Americas will not have service this morning at 9:30 a.m., but you may join them this afternoon at 3 o'clock p.m. for their annual Christmas program. Pastor Tony Smith will deliver the message. Deacon Charles Furlow, chairman of Deacons. Reverend Tony Smith is the pastor. The St. John Baptist Church of Leslie will celebrate the 117th church anniversary and the 30th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Calvin James, on Sunday, December 21st. Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 10 o'clock a.m. Pastor Lorenzo Mullins, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church, will be the guest minister. Dinner will be served. Reverend Calvin James is the pastor. The Davis Chapel CME Church of Araby will celebrate Family and Guest Day services today, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Carlton Mahone will be the guest speaker. Dinner will be served, and everyone is cordially invited to be a part of the annual Family and Guest Day services of the Davis Chapel CME Church. Stuart Ruby Barrett is the chairman of Stewards. Reverend Arnell Wilburn is the pastor. The St. King Missionary Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them in a special program honoring and appreciating First Lady Patricia L. Burnham. The service will be held today, Sunday, December 14th, beginning at 10:15 a.m. Reverend Joyce A. Daniels, co-pastor, will deliver the message. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. First Lady Patricia Burnham is the clerk. Reverend Joyce Daniels is the assistant pastor. Reverend Woody C. Burnham is the pastor. The Gospel Travelers of Oakfield, Georgia will celebrate their 62nd anniversary on Sunday, December 21st at the Zion Grove Baptist Church in Oakfield, Georgia. Our program will be the Sons of Zion, Truly Blessed, the Gospel Kings, Michael Acree and the Miracle Workers, Brother Norris Mathis, and many others. Doors will open at 3 o'clock p.m. and the program will start at 4 o'clock p.m. Reverend Tiller Sims, host pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith will not have service today. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. St. Paul Baptist Church annual sock drive will distribute socks and personal items to Pruitt and Wingfield nursing homes. They are asking for donations of white socks, beanie caps, lotion, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, coloring books, and crayons, and any monetary donations will be accepted. The deadline is December 21st. For more information, please contact Mrs. Jwwilliams at 229-395-9285. Reverend Calvin Rollins is the pastor. The Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for each of you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the Gethsemane Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones is the chairman of deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10:30 a.m., worship service at 11:30 a.m. Deacon Xavier Bryant Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m., and Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willie McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship at New St. Stephen's Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. The Evergreen Baptist Church of Rochelle invites you to worship with them today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Reverend Sean Philpott is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 10:45 a.m. We extend a cordial invitation for you to fellowship with our annual Christmas program, which will be held on Sunday, December 21st, beginning during the morning worship service. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Evelyn Lewis, Church Mother, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. The annual Emancipation Proclamation service of Cordele Crisp County will be observed on Thursday, January the 1st, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. The service will be held at Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church. Reverend Dr. O. Jermaine Simmons will deliver the message. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Dr. K.M. Williams is the host pastor. One other announcement before we leave you this morning, and to all of our friends who have had questions and who have asked, if any time that you cannot join us on Sunday morning here on the TV station, please know that you may join us each and every Sunday morning live on our YouTube channel, the J.W. Williams Funeral Home YouTube channel. You may go to YouTube and type in J.W. Williams Funeral Home, and you will go to our YouTube channel where we will broadcast our program each and every Sunday morning at 7 o'clock a.m. If by chance you tune into the TV station and we are not here or there's some technical difficulties, please know that you may always join us on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook Live channel also. You may do this and we will run that program live each Sunday morning on our YouTube channel at 7 o'clock a.m. That concludes all of our announcements for this morning. And as we post our other information concerning any time that you have announcements that you would like for us to share on Sunday morning, you may bring them by the funeral home Monday through Saturday up until 12 o'clock noon, or you may fax them to us at 229-273-5111, or you may email them to us at info@jwwilliams.com. That's info@jwwilliams.com. And as long as we receive them before 12 o'clock noon, we'll be so happy to share them on Sunday morning during our program. That concludes our announcements for this morning.
for dedications. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mr. Bobby Lee Johnson, who departed this life December 7, 2012. Dedication requested by his beloved mother, Miss Annette Stembridge, and the entire family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Maddie Thomas, who departed this life. Dedication requested by the Thomas family. In loving memory of Mr. C.T. Wellens, who have departed this life. Dedication requested by the Patrick and Wellens family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Sheila Jeanette Barber, who departed this life December 12, 2020. Dedication requested by the Pickens and Barber family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Mr. Johnny Lee Colson. Dedication requested by the Colson family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Odessa Denard. Dedication requested by the Bardell, Hardeman, Cobb, and Boston family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Ernest Brooke. Dedication requested by the Brooks family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Darnetta Butts, who would have celebrated her birthday December 17. Dedication requested by her beloved husband, Mr. Charlie C. Butts, the children, grandchildren, the entire Butts and Stembridge family. Gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Willie Mae Mobley, who would have celebrated her birthday December 20th. Dedication requested by her beloved son, Mr. Walter Mobley Jr., and the entire Mobley family. Precious memory lingers still. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday to Mrs. Crandall Richards, who celebrated her birthday Friday, December 12th. Dedication requested by her beloved mother, Mrs. Geraldine Harvey, her children, grandchildren, and the entire Harvey and Smith families. Happy birthday to Ms. Rosa Harper, who is celebrating her birthday today, Sunday, December 19th. Dedication requested by her beloved family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Rolee Epps, who is celebrating her birthday today, Sunday, December 14th. Dedication requested by the Lawton and Epps family. Happy birthday to Mr. Willie Charles Jones, who will celebrate his birthday Friday, December 19th. Dedication requested by his beloved Aunt Dorothy Rose Jones and the entire family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. We would like to join Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of the Crisp County Board of Education, in congratulating Mrs. Ella Lofton Perry, who received the Champions for Education Award. Again, congratulations to Mrs. Ella Lofton Perry. Congratulations and continue the good work. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Deacon George Jordan and family, Vienna, Georgia. Deacon Jerome Jordan and family. Deacon Johnny Perry and family. Mother Vera Perry and family. Mother Vera Mae Rivers and family. Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia. And the entire Carter family of Hatley, Georgia. Mrs. Martha Ruth Westbrook and family. The Reverend Choice and Sister Deborah Cobb and family. The Reverend Willie E. Lockett and Sister Helen Lockett and family of Albany, Georgia. Deacon and Mrs. George Lawrence and family. Mr. Joe L. Butts and family. The Reverend Joel Butts and family. Mother Adeline Lofton, Church Mother. The Little Rock Baptist Church of Araby, Georgia. Mrs. Ada B. Waters and family. Mrs. Maddie Mays and family. Mr. Randall Kears and family. Mr. Willis C. Grantley and family. Mr. Freddie Bembury and family. Mrs. Jackie Leonard and family. Miss Contavious Added and family, Miss Janie Mae Miller and family, Deacon Leroy Rogers and family, Mrs. Alice Mae McKenzie and family, the Reverend Dorothy Reeves and family, Mr. John Reese and family, Miss Bernell Welburn and family, Miss Darquita Hunt and family, Mr. Artis Dawson and family, Mother Evelyn B. Lewis and family, Mr. Terrell Towns and family, Miss Johnny Mae Williams and family, Mrs. Johnny Lewis and family, Mr. Willie B. Robinson and family, Miss Carol Carter and family, Mr. Charlie James Lawson and family, Mr. Stanford Smith and family, Mrs. Mary Lee Holmes and family, Mrs. Julia Jordan and family, Deaconess Martha A. Cross and family, Mr. Danny Hosley and family, Mr. Murtis Evans and family, the Reverend Johnny and Dr. Deanne Hosley and family, Mrs. Sheila Thorpes and family, Miss Mary Lee Holmes and family, the Reverend Samuel Mercer and family, Mr. David Miller and family, Mrs. Perline Anderson and family of Dawson, Georgia, Deacon Jake and Mrs. Mary Reese and family, Mrs. Mary Holmes and family, Miss Jackie Lattimore and family, Mother Mamie Robinson and family, Deacon Calvin and Miss Rosemary Jones and family, Mr. Peyton Lingo and family, Dr. Mike Denard and families, Mary Hill and family, Mother Mary Minion and family, Plains, Georgia, Mr. Jerome Whitehead and family, Mrs. Siobhan Strickland and family, Miss Lily Kate Granville Cotton and family, Mr. Silas K. Vance and family, Mr. Roland Scott and family, Mr. Tony Johnson and family, Mr. Silas Ford and family, Mrs. Gail Bethune and family, Mr. F.D. Lawton and family, Ms. Val Carter and family, the Lawton and Epps family, Mr. Anthony Williams and family, the Armstrong family, the Lattimore family, Mrs. Sarah Bell Jackson and family, Miss Patricia White and family, Mr. Anthony and Miss Judy Oliver and family, the Relaford family. Our first selection for this morning. announcement that we make the following announcements. Mr. Tommy C. Mathis, age 74, of 713 East 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, December 10th at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Tommy C. Mathis, age 74, will be held on Friday, December 19th at 12 noon in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Dr. Jwwilliams, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, December 18th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Jimmy L. Collins, age 64, of 1015 Drayton Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, December 10th, 2025 at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Jimmy L. Collins, age 64, will be held on Saturday, December 20th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. His beloved uncle, the Reverend Nelson Maynor, pastor of the St. James Baptist Church and the Crossroad Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, December 19th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Clarissa Nicole Mann, age 45, of 1805 Maxwell Street, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, December 7th at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Clarissa Nicole Mann, age 45, will be held on Saturday, December 20th in the sanctuary of the Restoration Church in Americus, Georgia. Overseer Caleb Edge, pastor. The burial will follow at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, December 19th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, of 1605 Washington Street, Americus, Georgia, died Thursday, November 20th at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey, age 35, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Stephanie Pridgeon, age 57, of 419 Stevens Street, Rochelle, Georgia, died on Friday, December 12th at the home of her beloved mother in Rochelle, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Stephanie Pridgeon, age 57, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. C.T. Rockwell, Jr., age 79, of 201 Main Street, Warwick, Georgia, died Friday, December 12th at his residence in Warwick, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. C.T. Rockwell, Jr., age 79, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Royce C. Peacock, age 71, of 1053 Pine Knock Road, Ashburn, Georgia, died Friday, December December 12th at his residence in Ashburn, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Royce L. Peacock, age 71, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our next and final selection for this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Gary Simpson of Albany, Georgia. The family of Mr. Willie Lee Levant Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mr. Tommy Mathis of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Jimmy L. Collins of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Clarissa Nicole Mann of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mr. Michael Jawan Mikey of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Stephanie Pridgeon of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Mr. C.T. Rockwell of Warwick, Georgia. The family of Mr. Royce L. Peacock of Ashburn, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, and his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, and their grandson, Noble. The selection goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. This selection goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and here with us presenting our program to our Facebook and to our YouTube channel. I'd say thank you to Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church. Goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, to his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and to their sons and the entire Williams family. This selection goes out to Deacon Jimmy Charles Montfred, chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Crossroad Baptist Church. Goes out to our friend and brother of long standing, the Reverend Johnny Dean, pastor of the new Poplar Springs Baptist Church, Byronville, Georgia. Goes out to our beloved Miss Easter May Sanders. Goes out to Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon and family. Goes out to Brother Leon Hawkins and his beloved mother, Miss Melan Hawkins, and the entire Hawkins family. Our final selection for this second Sunday in December. God bless you.
Jesus, he's the lily
you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning.